Hi guys, my name is Shannon and I'm back again with another 3D SketchUp tutorial. So basically right now I'll be showing you how to use the navigation tools. So as you can see, we're starting out with this little toy train that I got from the SketchUp store, and basically as you can see, I placed it down. I'm using the rotation tool to rotate it, as you can see. I then rotated it. It's also called the orbit tool, as you can see, and this just helps move your figure around. Next, I'm getting the pan handle tool, and basically the pan handle tool just moves your figure around so it can be placed in the center or whatever you would like it to be placed. Oops. There we go. So that's what the pan handle tool does for you guys. And it can go up, down, sideways, diagonal, and the zoom tool zooms into your figure. So anywhere you want to go, you can just use your trackpad or mouse and just zoom into your figure easily like that. You can also hold down shift to change the field of view. Up is up, down is down. So now you're using the pan handle and just showing you the orbit tool once again. So I'm orbited to its side so you guys can see a side angle of it. And basically this topic will be so much easier if you do have a three pad mouse, which will also help you with navigation tools. For the pan handle tool, if you had that, it will really help. And then for the zoom tool, it will also help using the little dial it has on the mouse. So as you can see, the zoom, wherever you put your cursor is where it actually zooms into. So if I put it in the back, put it in the middle, that is where my figure will zoom into, as you can see. I'm just zooming around. So I wanted to select that, and I'm going back to the store and I'm going to get a house to show you exactly how navigation can be challenging on faraway objects and objects closer to you. So I'll just download this house and it's loading. And basically I'm just going to place it down at the axis and I'm just going to zoom my way out of it. And when I got the figure, I didn't know it was that big and it would take me this long to zoom out of it. But however, it did not take that long. So as you can see, this is a house with a car, some palm trees, and a pool in the backyard. Really extravagant. So all I'm going to do is place that right there, and I'm going to use the orbit tool to zoom around my figure, and then I'm going to deselect that, and then I'm going to click the orbit tool to have a better view, and the panhandle tool to center it, as you can see. Then I'm going to use the zoom tool, and as you can see, I zoomed all the way to the tree in the back just to show you that wherever you put your cursor is where it will actually zoom into, which is really unique about SketchUp. So I'm about to zoom into the car as well in the driveway. And when you zoom, it just gives you a better look on all views of your object. And if you have the mouse, you can also use shift or just click. And if you do have the mouse, you don't have to go to each tool on the toolbar, and you can just use your commands and use the zoom, which would be shift, and using your little trackpad on your mouse for that. In orbit, same as well. You use option if you have a Mac, and control if you have a PC. And so those are some shortcuts on how to help you with navigation. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hi guys, so then now I'm going to show you how to do arrays. So basically to make copies, I'm just going to draw a circle figure right now, as you can see, and I'm just going to draw a circle figure, and I'm going to use the push and pull tool to pull it out. And then I'm going to use the move tool, pressing option and making a copy, as you can see. So I just made 3 copies with using option to make copies. I'm just zooming out and zooming back into my figure. Using the panhandle tool to move it to the center. You can always be accurate with your copies. You can get the move tool and make a copy, as you can see. And while you're making a copy, you can also type in the distance that you would like. Oops. And as you can see, there we go. So move the distance to that, and then I made 5x. So 5x helps to make more of an array. So array, I made 5 more figures, exactly how they were. And basically, I'm just going to draw another circle, and I'm going to use the push and pull tool away. And I'm going to use the move tool to make a copy, as you can see. And I'm going to deselect that and make a copy like that, and I'm going to click. Oops. Place that first and then make the copy. There you go. And one thing that, as you can see, if you do not do correctly, which can lead to the figure combining with another figure, is, so I just had to undo that, and I'm going to deselect, click that, and I'm going to make a copy, as you can see. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to type in how many arrays I want, and I said 10. So as you can see, that's external array, which you see like all of the shapes were after, not the ones I made. And this one I'm going to create some space in between, and I'm going to do an internal array. And as you can see, it copied one into the middle. That is something really interesting because you can do an external array and an internal array. For the internal array, you have to do 2 slash, and the slash has to be forward, as you can see in my lower right hand corner. And they are all divided equally with distance. So I'm just going to select all that, and I'm going to delete that. I am then going to draw another shape so you guys can get some more feel on how it is actually supposed to be done. So I'm just going to use the move tool again, and I'm going to make a copy, as you can see. And make sure you click first, and then you type in how many you would like, and there's 10. Say you have too many for 10, so you want 5. You don't deselect anything, just type in 5x or 7x, as you can see. If you do deselect, you have to start all over for your array because there's no way for you to actually finish it. So that's one important thing about when you're making an array. Make sure you do everything you want to possibly do. You can also use the rotation tool to help you make an array. So as you can see, I made a cylinder tool, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to select the object, and I'm going to make a copy with the rotation tool. So I'm just going to drag, as you can see, like so. And then I'm just going to type in how many I want. I'm just going to put 10x, and there. So as you can see, it looks kind of like one of those silver tubings that you have through pipes and everything that I made, but that's 10 circles all combined, as you can see. So you can also do that with the rotation tool, and it's a great way to show your figure and show on a different angle, as you can see. I'm going to draw another circle and just use the push and pull tool again. I'm going to select it. And this is one way to make everything easier if you make it a component. If you make a component, this makes sure everything stays neat and safe, and it's all stored in one file. So there you go with arrays and copies. So hopefully you guys understand, and maybe it can help you with SketchUp. For mirroring objects on SketchUp, it is actually very simple, and hopefully this video helps you guys get a better understanding on how it should be done. And so basically, to mirror object, as you can see, I'm starting off with a square, and I'm just drawing a middle line through the center of it, and I'm just going to change the colors for fun, as you can see. So I changed the colors and everything, some blues, some yellows. And just to let you know, there's actually no mirror tool in SketchUp, so you have to use the scale tool. So as you can see, let me just finish up coloring that. And after I do that, I'm just going to click the arrow, and I'm going to click the orbit tool just to show you guys what I have done. And then you're going to make a copy of the object, and make sure you copy the whole object before you try to make a copy. So there you go, and I'm just going to make a copy of that object, and I'm just going to use the scaling tool, as you guys can see. And as you can see, it gives you all those options. You use the item ones to mirror the object on each side, and you can also use the up and down to make it bigger, or the width to make it wider, as you can see. And I'm just playing around with those. As you can see, you have bottom corners that can make it wider, higher, smaller, anything you would possibly like. One thing I wanted to show you is that you can make another copy, so I'm making double copy, as you guys can see. One thing you cannot do, as I'm showing you right now, is try to basically mirror two objects at once. It is really impossible. You have to do it with one object at a time. So now I'm going to select one of the boxes that I've created. I'm trying to make sure I don't get the other box, and so there you go. I copy that box, and all I'm going to do is get the scaling tool, and I'm going to click shift, and that gives you a middle option, so that makes you be able to go in and out your figure, so you're mirroring your figure, as you can see. So the purple was once at top, and now it's at the bottom of the figure, and the blue is on the other side, as you can see. And then I'm going to deselect that, and I'm going to show you that is how you mirror your tools, and you can also put it together. As you can see with the box to the right, purple was at the top, and blue was on this right. And now, as you can see, the square now is the opposite of mirroring. You can also mirror 2D figures, which are kind of easier, but it can only go up and down. And hopefully you guys understand. Guys, and this will be the last part of the video, which is scaling. So hopefully this helps you get a better understanding. But as you can see, I just made a quick figure, kind of like a dog bone, kind of just some random figure with arrows I decided to make to help you guys understand it. So basically all I did was make the figure, and I just used my rotation tool, and I clicked the scaling tool. I'm going to just rotate that figure, as you can see. And I'm just going to click the scaling tool, and I'm going to be able to use the top buttons to make the figure bigger, smaller, wider, more dense together. As you guys can see, I'm going to use sides to smush it and whatnot. So then I'm going to deselect that. I'm just going to decide to scrap that and just make scrap that figure, and I decided to just make a square next to it, as you are about to see. And I just made a square, and I'm going to select the whole square, 3D square, and I'm going to use the scaling method. And I'm just going to use the side panels and just show you, and I'm just going to show you how shift you can be able to mirror the figure as well while scaling a figure. And that's what I'm just doing right now, as you guys can do. And just to let you know, 2D figures you can only scale up and down, and 3D figures you can do everything, mirror figures as well. And now I'm just going to go to the 3D store and just get a quick figure to show you guys how you're able to scale other objects as well. So right now I'm just going to place my train down, as you can see. And I'm just going to use my rotation tool to rotate it. And I'm just going to click the top of the train, as you can see. Try to get precisely the top. So and one more click, and there you go. And I'm going to use the scaling tool, and as you can see, it's scaled right there, and as you can see, I am able to use the scaling to make the trunk of the train bigger, wider, and also you can also click shift to make interesting forms of the horn itself. So after I decided on what shape I wanted to do, I was able to click shift and do all that fun stuff. So then I click the scaling method again, and you can use the corner. You see how it says 1.0 in the right hand corner. That means it's 100% its original size. And basically, I'm gonna use the copy tool, the move tool, to make copies of the figure, 3 of them. And as you can see, they're all at 1.0 for scaling. I'm going to change the last one to 0.5, and you can also type in 0.5, as you can see, and it will scale it right to that size that you would like. And the top one, that one is already to its measurement of 1, 0, and that's how it's scaled properly. And then the last one, I'm going to scale it to 2, just to show you how much bigger it does look compared to the other ones. When you're scaling, you're always opposites from the opposite side that you decided to scale from. And also, when I decided to select the one in the middle, if I wanted to mirror that figure, I'm able to. If you click shift, you can see the red scales moving to a negative number. And if you go all the way to -1, that means it's a complete copy of its normal figure. So a mirror of its normal figure, as you can see. So the shift tool helps us smush figures together as well. So hopefully this helps you guys with the scaling method, and hopefully this helps you prepare with your future SketchUp tools. Thank you guys, and have a nice one.